All right, now let's go over to this section. A lot going on in here too, but it's very easy to get to. Let's go ahead and use this example. I have something up right here. If I wanted to do editing on a particular synth, I can do it right here. So let's go ahead and hit oscillator. Notice it took me to the oscillator of that particular sound. And of course, this can be different depending on what kind of sound you're in. If I was in something over here, and let's take a look, I can say, oh, let's take a look right here. I want to get into that sound and maybe do some editing, some synth editing. I can hit oscillator. And as you can see, it took me directly to the oscillator parameters for that particular tone. Okay, let's go ahead and exit. And so now let's check out this knob. This is the cutoff filter knob. We can just go ahead and move it around. See, the next knob is for resonance, so we can go ahead and fine tune what frequency we are using the cutoff on. We go down here. We can change the type of filter that is available to us just by pressing this button. It'll change it right there to all the different ones. And we'll cover this a little bit deeper in later videos. Also, once again, if we're getting into synth editing or any kind of editing of tones, we can say, hey, I want to see the parameters. I can go to the parameters of this one. It went to filter because that's the last thing we did. But once we are there, we can kind of move around and start looking around to change whatever synth parameters that we want for the tones we have up. Okay, exit. So that's what the parameter does. It does and it varies according to what we're in, and we'll check that out in future videos. Now, let's take a look right here. Okay, we had our oscillator button, which took us directly to the oscillator section. But now, check this out. Exit. I have these buttons. I have amp, FX, and LFO, low frequency oscillator. So I want to get into this particular editing for those. I can press amp. Took me right to the amplifier section of that particular tone we're looking at. Press FX. I want to see what master effects are being used for this particular tone and possibly edit them. I can press enter and I can look inside and make any edits that I want to do to that tone, and of course have to save it. Let's go to the low frequency oscillator, and here, direct button, direct access. We can go ahead and adjust all the different LFOs that we have available to us for the particular tone. So that one's pretty easy right there. All right, now let's move to this section right here. Actually, let's hold off on that section. Let's go to this section right here. Now, this is where we're going to choose a lot of our sounds. These buttons also work with the scene chain, but they are also to choose sounds. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and start from a beginning, single tone. Nope. Now, I want to tell you what this window means. This says, hey, you've been working on a scene in here, and you just press single tone. Do you want to save the changes you've made to the particular scene you were working on, be it the scene or a tone? Because if you do not save it, when we press single tone, it's going to blow out anything that you edited. So it's not going to save it. So it's just giving you that option. Chances are you're going to say no. Okay, but if you did say yes, it would take you to that tone right screen or whatever it is that you changed, and then you can go ahead and decide if you want to write it from there. So in my example, I'm going to go single tone. No, I do not want to save anything. I'll go ahead and press no, and it gave me a temporarily cleared out scene that I could work on here. So now on these buttons, if I want to go ahead and find different tones, the old school way is I could go ahead and use this dial wheel and just go aimlessly throughout the keyboard. But remember, the FANTOM-0 comes with well over 4,000 sounds, so you could be there a long time. So if I wanted to look up something in particular, like let's say a piano sound, I could press it one time. It'll take me to the first piano sound that's there, but if I hit it again, it takes me to all the piano sounds. So you see in this example, I have 4 different pages, and remember these knobs, now they're switching the pages of piano for me. And we're going to go through this stuff later, all the search and the ratings and all of that stuff. We'll go through that later. But now you see this is a great way to go through sounds in the Phantom. And the great thing is I can just go ahead and choose a sound. I don't even have to press OK. It just automatically loads the sound for me. So this is a great one just to audition sounds. All right, let's go ahead and exit. So that's what this is for. This is one of the things it's for. We can also use it inside the sequencer. So let's go ahead and talk about that now.